Trade deals are formal agreements made between countries, often after months or even years of negotiation. These agreements set the rules for how goods and services are bought and sold across borders, shaping the flow of international commerce. One of the main features of trade deals is that they often lower tariffs. These are taxes placed on imports, which can make products from other countries more affordable and help businesses operate more efficiently. But trade deals go beyond just prices. They can also establish important standards for product safety, environmental protection, and fair labor practices, ensuring that the goods we buy meet certain requirements. The main goal of these agreements is to create a stable and predictable environment for international trade so businesses can grow, invest, and plan for the future with confidence. Trade agreements have a direct impact on the daily lives of Americans, even if we don't always realize it. The prices we pay for clothes, electronics, cars, and even groceries are all influenced by the terms of these deals. Well-negotiated agreements can make imported goods more affordable, giving consumers more choices and better prices. At the same time, trade deals can open up new markets for American companies, allowing them to sell their products and services to customers around the world. When American farmers, manufacturers, or tech companies are able to export more, it helps support jobs and strengthens local economies here at home. However, if a trade deal is poorly designed or unfair, it can put U.S. industries at a disadvantage, making it harder for them to compete. This can sometimes lead to factory closures, layoffs, and job losses in certain sectors, affecting entire communities. That's why negotiating the right trade deal is so important. It's about finding the right balance between benefits for shoppers, workers, and businesses, and making sure the rules are fair for everyone involved. The details of each agreement matter. A deal might protect one industry, like steel or agriculture, while at the same time opening up new opportunities for others, such as technology or renewable energy. By understanding how trade deals work, we can better appreciate why some products are affordable and widely available and why certain jobs and industries thrive in our communities, shaping the economy and our everyday lives. For more info, please like and subscribe American Times. President Trump's trade strategy broke sharply from tradition, marking a significant shift in how the United States approached its economic relationships with the world. Instead of accepting long-standing trade agreements, he targeted what he saw as unfair deals that put American businesses and workers at a disadvantage. His administration used tariffs, essentially taxes on imported goods, not just as a way to raise government revenue, but as a powerful negotiation tool to reshape global commerce. By making foreign goods more expensive for American consumers and companies, the goal was to pressure countries like China and the European Union to come to the table and negotiate new, fairer trade deals that would benefit the U.S. This America First approach was designed to protect U.S. industries, encourage companies to manufacture more products domestically, and ultimately bring back jobs that had been lost to overseas competition. Tariffs were also used to level the playing field, especially in cases where other countries were subsidizing their exports, making it harder for American products to compete both at home and abroad. While this strategy disrupted global supply chains and created uncertainty for businesses around the world, the administration believed these short-term challenges were necessary sacrifices for long-term economic gains and a stronger negotiating position. Tariffs became a form of leverage, a way to break old agreements that no longer served American interests, and to push for better, more balanced terms with trading partners. This bold and sometimes controversial move set the stage for major renegotiations with key trading partners, signaling that the U.S. was willing to take risks to protect its economic future. The message was clear. The old way of doing business was over, and the United States was ready to rewrite the rules of global trade. The administration wanted to ensure that American workers and industries would no longer be left behind or forced to compete on an uneven playing field. This approach fundamentally changed the rules of global trade, ushering in a new era where tariffs were not just taxes, but strategic tools for economic negotiation and national strength. When the U.S. imposed tariffs, other countries quickly retaliated with their own. This tit-for-tat escalation is known as a trade war. For example, China responded to U.S. steel tariffs by taxing American soybeans and pork, hurting U.S. farmers. Some countries like Canada and Mexico chose negotiation, leading to the new USMCA agreement. The European Union mixed retaliation with talks, targeting American products while seeking compromise. China, the main focus, matched U.S. tariffs dollar for dollar, leading to a prolonged standoff. This uncertainty disrupted global supply chains and affected businesses worldwide. While tariffs aimed to protect some U.S. industries, others suffered from foreign retaliation. The global economy's interconnectedness made the trade war costly for everyone. The back and forth highlighted the risks of using tariffs as leverage. Ultimately, the stalemate made a comprehensive deal with China more urgent. After years of trade war, the U.S. and China have reached a major new agreement. The deal addresses core issues raised by the Trump administration, aiming for a more balanced relationship. China has committed to buying $200 billion more in American goods over 2 years, boosting U.S. manufacturing, agriculture, and energy. Stronger rules now protect American intellectual property, with enforcement measures to deter theft. The agreement also opens Chinese markets to U.S. financial services, giving American companies new opportunities. In return, the U.S. will gradually roll back tariffs as China meets its commitments. This phased approach ends years of economic uncertainty. The deal is seen as a breakthrough for both economies. It's designed to reduce the trade deficit and support American jobs. The agreement marks a turning point in U.S.-China economic relations. The new trade deal is expected to boost American workers, especially in manufacturing and agriculture. China's commitment to buy more U.S. goods means factories may ramp up production and hire more workers. For farmers, increased Chinese purchases offer higher prices and a more stable market. Rural communities hit hard by tariffs could see much-needed relief. Stronger intellectual property protections give businesses confidence to innovate. Greater access to China's market opens new growth opportunities for U.S. companies. Some businesses may need to readjust supply chains, but overall optimism is high. The gradual rollback of tariffs means some costs remain short-term, but the outlook is positive. The deal removes uncertainty, encouraging long-term investment. American businesses see clearer paths for expansion and profit. The agreement is widely viewed as a win for U.S. workers and industries. For shoppers, the biggest impact will be on prices. Tariffs on Chinese goods had made many products more expensive, from electronics to furniture. With tariffs rolling back, import costs will drop, and prices should stabilize or fall. Savings may take time to reach consumers, but families can expect more affordable goods. The deal also means more product choices as companies resume importing a wider range of items. A stable trade relationship encourages businesses to offer more variety. The rollback is gradual, so price drops won't happen overnight. Still, the end of the trade war signals a return to predictable, affordable prices. American shoppers will benefit from increased purchasing power and more options. The China deal happened amid a broader push to renegotiate U.S. trade relationships. The Trump administration sought to replace outdated deals with ones favoring American interests. This led to simultaneous disputes and negotiations worldwide. A key achievement was replacing NAFTA with the USMCA, updating rules for digital trade and labor. The USMCA's success showed tough tactics could deliver results. The U.S. also clashed with the European Union over steel, aluminum, and aircraft subsidies. While no major EU deal was reached, smaller agreements prevented escalation. Progress in one negotiation was used to pressure others, especially China. Resolving other disputes cleared the way for the landmark China deal. The global context made the U.S.-China agreement even more significant. The new trade deal with China has sparked strong reactions. Supporters call it a historic win, crediting tariffs for forcing China's concessions. They highlight new purchase commitments and intellectual property protections as major achievements. Critics worry the deal relies too much on China's promises and question enforcement. Some argue managed trade isn't as effective as free markets and doubt long-term sustainability. Others say the deal doesn't fully address China's economic practices like subsidies for state-owned firms. Skeptics fear holding China accountable will be difficult. While the deal has positives, many believe deeper issues remain unresolved. This trade agreement is more than just a matter of economics. It's a pivotal moment that will shape America's global role for years to come. It's not simply about tariffs or numbers on a balance sheet. It's about the United States demonstrating leadership and forging a new path in international cooperation. By ending the trade war, the agreement removes a cloud of uncertainty that has hung over global markets. and it significantly boosts business confidence both at home and abroad. Investors and companies can now plan for the future with greater clarity, knowing that the risk of sudden disruptions has been reduced. Increased exports to China will directly support U.S. jobs, especially in manufacturing and agriculture, fueling economic growth in communities across the country. This means more opportunities for American workers and a stronger foundation for long-term prosperity. The deal also redefines U.S. China relations, setting clearer rules for trade and establishing stronger enforcement mechanisms. This new framework aims to prevent future disputes and encourages fair competition on a global scale. It demonstrates that even the most complex and contentious disputes can be resolved through tough, persistent negotiation and diplomacy, rather than escalation or conflict. Globally, the agreement brings a sense of relief and much-needed stability, helping to restore confidence in international markets. Investors, businesses, and governments worldwide can now focus on growth, rather than bracing for further trade shocks. Other countries, too, can move forward with their own economic plans, knowing that the threat of a major escalation between the world's two largest economies has eased and that global cooperation is possible. The deal could pave the way for a more stable and predictable global economy, encouraging investment and innovation across borders, and strengthening the interconnectedness of nations. Its significance goes far beyond trade policy. It's about reshaping the very landscape of global commerce, creating new opportunities and protections for American workers, businesses, and consumers. While the deal's long-term success will depend on strict enforcement and ongoing cooperation, its immediate impact is undeniable, setting a new standard for future agreements. Ultimately, this agreement marks a major turning point in U.S. trade policy and international relations, signaling a new era of engagement, stability, and shared progress for America and the world.